My name is Jonom Fagglzom. I'm one of the co-founders of Help4Ukraine, along with Lord Munson. Help4Ukraine is a humanitarian organisation founded by Lord Munson and myself. We are a purely humanitarian outfit. Since the start of the war, we've been delivering ambulances and medical aid and equipment to Ukraine. The equipment we deliver goes directly to hospitals and to army medical camps. It's purely humanitarian. By the end of 2023, we'd have delivered 39 ambulances and about 120 tonnes of medical aid and equipment. So how did this begin? My wife was born in Kiev. We have family there, we have a lot of friends there. So from the very start of the war, we decided we wanted to do something. I spoke to a few friends about what they were doing. Most notably was a very good friend of mine called Mark. He said he was raising money to deliver ambulances to Ukraine. My response was, I'm in. Help4Ukraine was established shortly after that, and Mark has been absolutely integral in everything we've done. We wanted to focus on the humanitarian side. We wanted to help the people that needed it most at the time, the civilians mostly. So the drive for me was really to try and make a difference. We're doing the best we can. It's a small drop in a very big ocean, but we'll continue to do what we're doing. The question that we get asked the most is, where do you get an ambulance? How do you know where you're taking it to? Very simply, ambulances are not free. We have to buy them, which means we need to raise money. We have an exceptional relationship with a company called Special Vehicle Services, and we now get them at fundamentally cost off of those because we've bought more than 30 ambulances off of them. We then bring the ambulances back to the various locations that we have, and we fill them with medical aid, with equipment, heavy items that are needed in hospitals. We have volunteers and helpers that help us load the ambulances, and then we set off in a convoy. When we get to the other end, we then hand over to a team, and they're then responsible for the onward delivery. It's important to say that before any ambulance leaves the country, we know where it's going to, we know who it's going to, we know exactly the manifest that's on there. And at every step, so when we cross the border, when we hand over to our team in Lviv, and then when we deliver the vehicle, the manifest is thoroughly checked. We make sure that everything we do gets through to where it's needed. We often get asked what happens to an ambulance after we've delivered it. Well, first of all, we know exactly where it's going to. We know which hospital, we know which equipment is on there, and we know it's the equipment that they need. Once it's delivered, the ambulance is then put to service. It doesn't come back. The crew fly back. So when I say we've delivered over 30 ambulances, they are there still in Ukraine. That is the ones that haven't been destroyed. Those ambulances are then put to good use, either serving the local community or very often ferrying between army medical hospitals and major hospitals. These ambulances, from the information we get back from the people we still talk to, and we are in touch all the time with the people who use it, they're used every single day. In terms of what the team looks like, we don't really have a consistent group of people. We have drivers that are regular drivers because they bring skills. They're medics, they're mechanics, they speak languages such as Polish, Ukrainian. But we also have loading crews. One of the local schools from here, they're out in the pouring rain on a Saturday morning or on a Friday afternoon, loading up ambulances ready to go. So there is a lot of people that actually make this happen. But actually anyone can drive, and we rely on other groups of people that load as well. So we have a lot of volunteers. But when I say anyone can drive, we ask people, if you want to drive an ambulance and deliver it to Ukraine, it costs us about £10,000 to buy an ambulance, to fill it up, to deliver it. We charge drivers who want to drive, and the reason being that helps deliver more ambulances. So anyone can drive, and if you want to drive, ask me. When we get to Lviv, our job is done, but then the difficult bit starts. So we work with two groups in Ukraine whose job it is to take the vehicles and all the equipment and deliver them to where they're needed. And they're delivering to some places that you've heard of. They go to the towns that you would read about and hear about on the news to deliver the ambulances. We do the easy part, they do the really difficult bit. The reason we continue to deliver ambulances is because they are still needed. When we buy an ambulance, it's already 200,000 miles old, so they don't last forever. We've lost more than one. One was hit by an air-to-surface missile. But we need to keep delivering ambulances. There is still a war going on. I know it's not headline news for a lot of the time, but there is still a war going on, and there are people who need it. So we'll continue to deliver ambulances for as long as they're needed, and we'll continue to support the humanitarian effort that is going on in Ukraine. I often get asked why people want to do this. I have my own reasons. But what I will say is, when you cross the border in an ambulance full of aid, full of equipment, and you know that you're then going to be handing over to a team that are going to deliver it. That's, I said, the easy bit, but actually handing it over, knowing the difference that you've made, knowing that you've had an impact, knowing that what you're doing is going to be quite significant, is quite a feeling. And a lot of people who've delivered, that is why they do it. I've been across the border multiple times, and from my experience, driving across the border in an ambulance full of medical aid and equipment, knowing that the difference you've made is something I shall remember forever. Delivering an ambulance is just one part of it. Yes, it's a significant part, and we have a lot of people who want to help, but we need help in other ways. We need help with people loading. If you want to fundraise, if you want to donate, if you're a corporate sponsor and you want to talk to us about that, please get in touch. There's a lot of ways you can help, whether it's financially, whether it's getting involved, or whether it's helping with events. We need your help to continue to deliver ambulances. We need your help to continue supporting Ukraine. If you want to undertake your own mission, if you want to deliver your ambulances, your medical aid, we'll help you with all the paperwork, all the documentation. We'll find where it needs to go. We'll do everything for you to make your mission a success as well. To learn more about what we do, to get in touch, to perhaps donate, or read about the missions that we've delivered so far and our plans for the future, you can find us at Help4Ukraine. That's the number 4, help4ukraine.charity. Thank you.